Okay, 3-3. Uh, okay, it's whatever. Okay, this is not correct. Make sure that we learn Josekis. If you don't know the 3-3 Joseki, please ask someone. The basic variation is this one. Um, this one is the old pattern, but it's the solid one. Uh, Another one is this, and you can take Sente, or you can fix your cut. And another one that is possible to play at this level is just to play this one, and you give up one stone to get the corner. I think that's okay to play at this level. Just don't go crazy with it, and you should be okay. But this one is not good because this one is on the second line, and I just block, and then I can escape. So you want to surround your opponent more than you want to take a couple points. So it's not really great to do that. Also, you fix the cutting point. This is a common mistake up until 12K, I believe. This one looks like it gets more because, like, oh, I have 1 point more. And if I go here, my opponent can reduce it. So it looks like, oh, I got 1 more point. But actually, it's not. You actually lose the potential of playing right here. So you lose the potential of gaining more points. And if your opponent tries to take it, then this is Gote because you have the initiative afterwards. So you can go make that point up somewhere else. So it's better to leave the option open for you to take points later than it is for you to try and get 1 point right now in Gote. Like, if it's going to be Gote either way, play the one that leaves potential for the future and let your opponent lose Sente. For 1 point, Sente's so much bigger. So I would say this is a common mistake. You just fix the cutting point. Don't go down. Don't go down if the block is Sente. Okay. This one's not a good example of it, but I would say always prioritize connecting over Tiger's Mouth unless you need eyes, because if there's ever a co, there's a co-threat, there's a co-threat, and it's just unnecessary. So if you consider a co-threat maybe a fraction of a point, this is a fraction of a point, and here's another fraction of a point. So by connecting, or by not connecting and making a Tiger's Mouth instead, you lose fractional points or potential co-threats, or by giving your opponent co-threats. So it's not worth it unless you need eyes. So just connect. Okay, third line is higher. If you have the choice between second line or third line, just go third line. It's just better. Just watch the connection. As long as the connection's good, you're good to go. Ideally, what you want to do is think about, how far can I go? Can I go here? No. Can't go there. What about here? Nope, can't go there. Okay, what about here? Yeah, you can go there. That's how you want to think about it. You want to go as far as you can without getting cut. And you want to be on the third line because the third line is very nice for territory and efficiency. So second line is more for stealing or blocking someone stealing your eye space. It's more for like stealing eye space and bases than it is for like big value at this point, because second line is usually in game. The exception being, like, imagine white plays right here. I'm going to try to steal your eye space, and then I'll block, and then I'll make my base. Okay, it has to do with bases. It has to do with stealing bases and stealing eye space. Otherwise, it's not good. You can just ignore it most of the time. Okay, so white plays a big move, perfectly fine. Approaching a 3-4 is more valuable than approaching a star point, according to theory, I believe. So just keep that in mind. 2 approaches I would not recommend. It's possible, but it's very complex. I would say learn simple stuff first. So just finish your Joseki. Just finish it. And then if your opponent gets it, who cares? You're not dying, you're alive, you're connected, you're strong, it's fine. But as soon as you start making 2 approaches at the same time, now you start getting into combinations. Like, what if I try to make a combination over here, and then I try to like unsettle you and push you towards that thickness or something? Or what if I just do a double pincer? What if I just do that? What are you going to do? Like, it can get complicated. I'm not saying that those are good examples. I'm just saying it can get complicated very quickly if you're not careful. So just be simple. It's gonna save you a lot of headaches. For black, the bottom side already has some stones on it, so I would say the right side is more interesting, especially since there's 2 white stones that are unsettled. So I would attack. Also, if you're gonna play down here, the move is here. 1 stone jumps 2. Again, jump as far as you can without getting caught. Okay. Yeah, this is more valuable. This is just more. But if you want to stop White's corner stuff, I guess it's okay. Just feels really cramped, but not terrible. White needs a base. White needs a base. So if you go here, I'm immediately going to take your base. I'm strong. You're not. I'm going to take the base. Just attack. It'll work out. Knight's move without a base when I have a base. So I'm going to push and cut. I'm strong. You're not. Because I have a base. You do not. I'm going to push and cut. And you may wonder about this knight's move. Like, oh, what about this knight's move? Boom. 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 Where did those 2 stones go? There's also Aji right here. So you're fine. As long as you watch your knight's moves and watch theirs at the same time, it's pretty powerful. If I was going to block, I would block right here. This creates that 3rd line sequence that hopefully you know from the 13 by 13. And this blocks your ice space. That way you don't have to come back and do it. This is kind of a wasted move now. This doesn't help you. Get a base. Get ice space. So yeah, at this level, just understanding your groups need a base. And then once you can do that, then understanding how to attack your opponent's groups that don't have a base. That is the middle game at this level. Beyond bigger priority is attack and defense, and understanding that first and foremost. This is the common shape. Boom. Again, boom. Same shape. It looks like the same mistakes. So here, imagine I just put a stone in there. Like, oh, but I can attack you. Yes, you can. But now look at A. Can you really attack me super severely without a base, without any eye space? Is A thickness without eyes? I don't know. What if I go here? Oh, I'm going to steal your eye space. You steal that eye space. You steal that eye space. And I just run away. Who's actually getting attacked? Where's the profit? What do you get for it? It can get very dangerous very quickly. Or what if I boom, boom, boom? Or if I just boom. Yeah, you can attack things without a base. Just play it and see how it goes. That's how you learn. Practice first make your base, build that habit, and then practice attacking things without a base, and then get reviews and see what are ways you could have done it better. This is very good for building influence, but probably Shamari first, and also you have 2 groups without a base on the right. Okay, I like this. Probably pincer, because the left side is more interesting than the corner. Okay, kick, Nobi, jump, base. 2 stones jumps 3. That is a variation here. Again, kick, take the tiger's mouth, and run away. If they try to pincer you, you can surround the corner, so they have to defend, and then you make your base. Second line is not important. In this case, I can block. Like if you can block your eye space in Sente, like they have to defend it, then you can just start surrounding them. You can take their base. You can do a lot of stuff, especially since this Hane is Gote. This actually helps black in this particular instance. If I play here, later I can reduce. That's a false eye. But if you make this exchange, now when I play here and try to reduce, you can just block. So yes, this is points, but in attack and defense, it's just 4 points compared to attacking your opponent. So this isn't always worth playing. Surround comes after unsettling, so you want to take their base first and then surround. That's the order that you want to do it. Black, 1 stone, or you want to jump as far as you can without getting cut. So you're 1 stone high, so you jump 2. If you try to jump 3, Looks like you just die. So yeah, 1 stone high jumps 2. And you're connected. Knight's moves. What do? Immediately check the cut. First, push and cut. Push to the edge. Atari there, self Atari. Doesn't look like it. What if I go here? Atari. That might do something, but it's not really worth it. It just doesn't work. So probably not. It doesn't work. What about this one? Boom, boom, boom. Well. Oops. Oops. 2 liberties to 3 liberties. Oops. So you have to fix, and I cut. So yep, every time your opponent defends with the knight's move, check the 2 cuts, the push and the jump through. Check it. Okay, so it looks like you checked this one, but doesn't quite work. Extend once and then Atari, so he can't just capture. If you just do that, he just captures. But it's fine. This is starting to not be good because now black is absolutely alive. Black has an eye here, black has an eye here, black has an eye here. There's a lot of more potential eyes in there. So now your moves are not sente. So whenever your moves are not sente, you have to ask, is this the biggest gote move on the board? Let's compare that to like here, or maybe here, where you build something. Maybe like, I don't want to show anything over there. That's not this level. Maybe blocking this area. You have to think, is this really the most valuable move on the board? And when you're reviewing your own games, you really want to try to identify these areas where you just lose sente, where you just like play something and your opponent doesn't have to respond, and it's not a big move. If you can identify these, you can probably gain 5 to 10 extra moves every game. If you can just stop doing this, I guarantee you, I could find at least 5 moves a game and at double digit Q, where they just played a go-to move and I can just ignore them. At least 5, probably 10, more than likely 10. So if you can just even cut it by half, like look at your own game reviews, review your own games, and find these moves. If you can reduce the amount of times you lose sente by half, then you'll just gain more moves, and that's like handicap zones right there. Yeah, all of this isn't really relevant because black's alive. So I kind of want to see black get in the center. Like, it doesn't matter. Just get in the center. And invade the right. Something. Checking the cutting points is good, but these particular cutting points, you have no support. So if nothing gets captured, what's going to get attacked? So you went away, and then I just, let's say I just play like right here or something, just a cap. Who's boom boom? Okay, who's under attack? You have no support. You're not surrounding anything, so not every cutting point is worth playing. So that's a lesson here. Not every cutting point is worth playing. Careful. This one, I actually don't like white's attack here. So after white defends, that's good. But pushing from behind, we don't want to be doing that. We want to, so this one's like blocking black from going down, which is fine. And maybe you're defending the cut, but you keep pushing from behind. At what point are you going to start surrounding? You want to surround. You want to surround. Force them out. Surround. Surround. Look at that influence. You want to surround things. And you want to surround in the same direction and build influence. That way, black gets like 1 point and maybe 2, and then just runs away with 0 points. Black gets a dragon with 0 points, and you just get influence towards the open area. That is a proper attack to profit. That is the idea. That is the goal from surrounding, is you want to surround and get influence. So you are getting some here, but I think this area is bigger. Cut. That's a Hane. Hane's like knight's move. They're playing defense because they don't have a base. You're strong. Check their cut. Boom. What does black do? Now he has 2 weak groups instead of 1. Check the cutting points. Check the cutting points. Atari, cut. Atari, squeeze, jump. And this area is now yours, and black's still not alive. Probably too much for this level, but just to show you some ideas. But just cut. Just cut. He runs. It even potentially activates this cutting point. If he goes here, boom. Oops. If he goes here, boom, boom, boom. Oops. So he has to find the net, and then you get forcing moves and jump. You can do a lot of cool stuff with cutting points. Yeah, this pushing from behind, especially you're not just pushing from behind from one side, you're pushing from behind for two sides. You can't play two moves in a row. So you're never going to get ahead of black if you keep doing this. You have to just pick a side and surround black. Black is now alive. That that is just wrong. Okay, now black's alive. So now this is Gote. Is this the biggest move on the board? Probably here or here. Maybe something down here. I don't know. So yeah, I would say take away cutting points and bases. The takeaway from this game is cutting points and bases for both sides, and just understand that you're fighting for Sente, and understand what weak groups are, and understanding that will really help you in your middle game. Yeah, hopefully you found that helpful. All right, so we have 3 minutes. Did anyone have any quick questions that I can answer? Okay, so you said if we're trying to make it simple and our opponent are not following, we need to play active to keep up, but we then make mistakes. It's better to feel the mistake or to ask stronger than us. So if you're trying to play simple, that usually means you're just sticking to the basics. You're playing defense for defense, offense for offense, big move for big move. If your opponent is not following, they're either getting big moves, which means that they're ignoring local stuff. So you need to understand, are they getting big moves and ignoring their weak groups, in which case you should punish? Or are they getting big moves and you're not, in which case is what you're playing actually worth it? Now, if you're playing defense and they get a big move, then you just go get a big move as well, cancels out, they don't get to attack you. That's what defense does. Defense prevents your opponent's profit or positive exchange rate. So defense is more about making sure that you don't get attacked. And then once you play defense and they get a big move, you get a big move too. It's fine. But if they get a big move and ignore what you do, like let's say you attack them and they get a big move, keep attacking them and punish them. That group is potentially bigger than the big move. I would say a good rule of thumb is if your opponent ignores a group 3 times, then that's probably too much. So I would say if they ignore an attack them again. If they ignore it a second time, depending on the situation, you either kill them or you go play a big move. And then when that area becomes relevant again, then you're going to have a significant advantage because they already ignored it before. So you should have a 1 move up on them in that area. So when that area becomes relevant again, because it will eventually, you will have a better advantage. But ideally, you would make your attacks powerful enough that they have to respond. And I would say when you say play more active, it's more about being in the relevant areas, being around the weak groups, and being in the big frameworks. Rather than for example, over here, where we were just pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. Like, this is not a lot of points. This is like 6 points. It's not a lot of points. 2 points. Both sides are alive. It wasn't that big. So if I ignored those and went and played a big move, free moves. Now, when you're reviewing your own games, you want to try to identify them on yourself, but you should also get reviews from stronger players. You kind of want to have a mixture of both. You don't want to only get reviews with stronger players because then you never learn how to learn from your own games. You need to be able to learn from your own games, but at the same time, don't just not get stronger players because stronger players can teach you lots of things. I would say a little bit of mix of both.